Welcome to Championship Chatter. My name is Johnny.
And I'm Jonno.
And let's have a look at what's coming up this week.
A look at the standout results.
Of course, we've got the weekly awards.
And we've got plenty more.
So let's jump straight in. Standout results, Jonno. We've upgraded. No more little pieces of paper. We've got a nice iPad on the go. You know,
Kids are crying because they haven't got it now.
No Flappy Birds for you, kids. Other brands of tablet are available, just like with any drinks and beer. But yeah, one that stands out straight away last night.
People might think that they're panicking a bit, Bournemouth, and looking over the shoulder at a few teams, but are they too far ahead?
They could be, you know. That could be their saving grace. They have got a few games in hand. The score, of course, West Bromwich Albion.
They haven't.
Not
on Forest.
We'll come to that in a second. But West Bromwich Albion 2, Bournemouth 0. According to a few Bournemouth fans I spoke to, not a single shot on target for Bournemouth.
For where they are in league, that's pretty
that's poor,
damning, that, isn't it? Steve Bruce, what a manager.
Oh, you know he treated himself to a kebab last night after that one.
Probably.
Or 6. But I don't know. To me, like you said, are Bournemouth panicking? I don't know if it's panic or are they running out of players? Are they running out of legs? Is Parkable not the style of football that's working for him anymore?
Parkable. I like that. Parkable.
I've got all the phrases. Anyway, but it stands out because nobody seemed to think West Brom were going to do anything for the rest of the season, did they?
No, I still think this season's wrote off for him. He's actually picked up Bruce. I thought it was a really bad appointment. I still think it's an
awful appointment.
I still think it is. I know he's picked up a bit, but it's just not for me. And I think they'll still struggle next season, especially at the beginning.
Looking at Bournemouth, games they've got coming up, you said, is the job already done? But you've been proactive this week, haven't you?
I have. I've got a list of their upcoming features, and I've matched
fixtures
up against Forest. Both play the same. Bournemouth's got a tough run in.
It's not easy for them.
They start against Sheffield United. Obviously, it's our club. Middlesbrough, Coventry, Fulham, Swansea, Blackburn, Forest, and Millwall. And how big of a game could that be for Forest? Second to last game, the penultimate game of the season.
Penultimate, love it. See, somebody's been reading this thesaurus.
Dictionary.
Still can't say fixtures. Fixtures. Now, let's be fair. The next game coming up for Bournemouth is Sheffield United, and we're playing an academy team. Every time we get a player back, 2 more go down injured.
Juremovic making his debut for Sheffield United.
Oh yeah,
he did really well, and then he'd come off injured. So
yeah,
it's
the training pitch of doom.
We're not making excuses.
No,
we're making excuses. Anyway, Forest is running. Let's have a look at that one. We've got Brum, they've got Luton, West Brom, Posh, Fulham, Swansea. Then they've got the Bournemouth game, and their last game's Hull.
You see, and then they back to standout results. Forest last night beating Coventry 2-0. So the more momentum Bournemouth are losing, Forest are picking it up, and they are chasing
against decent teams as well. Blackpool 4-1 at the weekend. That's a great result.
You see, my only problem with it is, like you've said, Forest are the only ones that haven't played the same amount of games. Forest have had extra games, whereas Bournemouth haven't. Because if you look at the cup games, are they going to run out of steam?
Don't look like it.
No.
Looks like Bournemouth have before.
They do. But Bournemouth have one bad result and then they have 3 good ones.
I still think Bournemouth's going to go up there. I think they're just too far ahead now. They're going to need a good fight, and they're going to have to obviously play till end of the season well. I still think they've just got that enough quality to pick out a couple more results, and they'll see them safe.
Forest 2, Coventry 0, as we said. Coventry's no mugs, as several teams have found out this season. They can either turn up and absolutely batter you by playing decent football, in all fairness, down at the Wasps Arena. But then they have off days.
The Wasps Arena.
Was the Forest result, in your mind, just Forest being really good, or did Coventry not turn up?
No, Forest really good. And like I said, the one at the weekend against Blackpool are a very decent team at home, and Forest just absolutely annihilated them.
Yeah. Another team that's chasing the playoff pack is Middlesbrough. Not a good time to play in top of the league, is it?
It's not, and they kind of expected anything out of that game at the beginning. Quite a late-ish goal. They played well. I watched it last night. Chris Wilder he'll be gutted.
Yeah.
He'll have fancied something out of the game.
Well, I think Wilder's gutted with every loss, isn't he? He wants to win every game.
So every manager should be.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just below playoffs places at the moment. Let's hope they stay there.
1-0 result for Fulham. It weren't convincing. As we said, Middlesbrough will not have made it easy for them. Who scored again for Fulham?
Could it be that Mitrovic?
I think it might have been that Mitrovic.
Not a bad player, is he?
No, he's not bad. He'll do absolutely fuck all next season, though.
Well, we'll definitely find out, won't we? Because well done, Fulham. You're already up.
Yeah, there's nobody catching them. Down at the bottom of the table, this one affects both top and bottom. Peterborough 1, Luton 1.
Peterborough, oh bless them. They're trying.
Why? Just stop fucking up my fucking bets.
Luton, we're only going to get a playoff place. They're still in that playoff place, so that's all they can hope for. They ain't getting second spot, as much as you would like them to.
Peterborough really fucking up my Bet365 account.
Peterborough.
Other betting sites are available.
Peterborough fighting for their lives. They're going to have to.
They're down.
They've got to deal it to the fans.
They owe a lot to the fans.
Luton have already done enough for their fans this season. They don't have to win again this season now, Luton, and their fans will still be happy with this.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure if they get to the playoffs and they don't turn up for the fucking semi-final, I'm sure their fans won't be very pleased.
But at the beginning of the season, you told them they'd be like in top 8.
Oh, they'd be happy.
Oh, exactly.
Another one for the bottom of the table. Reading 2, Stoke 1.
We wrote Reading off, didn't we? We said they're getting caught and they're getting dragged into it.
I thought Barnes were going to stay up. You thought Derby were going to stay up.
Yeah, I mean, there's 8 points gap.
Yeah.
Between them and Barnsley.
When you're chasing survival, what better time to come alive than the end of the season?
Exactly.
And Stoke, as Sheffield United, we just lost to them at the weekend. They don't look a good team. They don't look a brilliant team, but they're not mugs. They're strong. They're a decent outfit who can come at you. They can keep you off the ball. They can damage the way you play football. And when you're playing a team fighting for survival, you'd think that the way Stoke play would cancel Reading out. Fair play to Reading. Kept plugging at them. They've got strikers that aren't, 13 or broken like ours. And they made the most of their chances. And that's what you need when you're trying to keep up in it.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they've done. Fair play to them. Proving us wrong, showing us that they have got fight in them. I thought they gave up, to be honest with you. And yeah, well, fair play to them.
Who's bottom? Let's ignore Peterborough, because we could be wrong. As you said, they fight the lives, but Peterborough are down. Derby, Barnsley, Reading. Who have they got left?
Right, Reading's got Cardiff, they've got Sheffield United, Swansea, Hull, West Brom and Luton.
Oof.
There's winnable games here for them, just to see them over the line.
The last two, West Brom and Luton. Because I'm going to talk about West Brom the rest of their season, obviously the rest of Luton's season a bit later in the video, but they're not too nice games to have as your last two when you're chasing survival, are they?
They're not, but I think they might already be safe by then.
You think they might have already guaranteed it?
I mean, Barnsley's... looking at theirs, you've got Millwall, Swansea, Peterborough's a big game. Huddersfield, they've got Blackpool, Preston and West Brom. I can only see them picking up points against Peterborough.
You think they're the only ones that are going to get appointed?
Possibly. Looking at it. And then Derby, who I said would do well. Swansea, they've got Fulham. QPR, Bristol City, Blackpool, Cardiff.
Love it. In League One, you cheating bastards.
See you later, Barnsley and Derby.
I think Barnsley could still possibly save themselves, but it's all down to what Reading do.
No chance.
They've
gained that gap way too much now. They should have beat Reading at weekend, fluffed that up, and that would have really dampened them.
They could, but it's all down to what Reading do. If Reading keep up their form...
Yeah, but I don't think they will claw their 8 points back anyway. Looking at them games...
So you can't see them get out of...
Swansea's in some right form.
Millwall, Swansea.
Millwall are
Peterborough,
always
Huddersfield.
tough. Huddersfield are up there. Blackpool, a decent side.
Who have they got last game?
West Brom for the last game.
I can see them getting 3 points against Millwall, 3 points against Peterborough, and 3 points against Swansea. The next 3 games I can see them getting maximum points.
How much vodka's in that?
Next 3 games I could see Barnsley nicking a 1-0, another 1-0 and a 2-0.
I hope so. Make it exciting ones.
That's what we want here on Championship Chatter. And in the world of Championship football, excitement. Fuck safety, fuck fans, being happy and content with the season. Bollocks. We want excitement.
Yeah.
And drama.
All them in the middle at the table thinking same.
Speaking in the middle of the table, one set of fans that maybe thought they might be doing a bit better this season, Birmingham City.
And yeah, it's that team until the start of the season. They had big high hopes. At the beginning of the season, they played us, they beat us, and they looked really decent. I thought they're going to have a really good season. And then the balloon pops, and they just linger in mid-table all the time. I do will them to do well because they are a big club, and I just expect them to do better. And if I do, their fans surely must.
As you said a second ago, Birmingham always go into the next season with expectation, and a lot of fans, me and you included, always expect them to be there or thereabouts. This season it's not panned out. Last season it didn't pan out. Next season, can they build on what they've got and make a push for it? Or will it be another season of, well, next year will be our year?
It probably will be.
You think it's going to be...
They'll start well next season. They'll all think, oh, this is our season. I don't know. I just can't see them doing it again.
Is it a management problem? Is it a board? Because we all know how they feel about their board.
It's not going to help, is it?
No.
If you're signing players coming into an environment like that, it's never going to help.
No.
Manager won't ever think that he's in a steady job. Just can't see it for him. Until they get this board situation sorted.
It's a running occurrence, isn't it, in the Championship? There's teams like Derby. There's other teams that just don't have that secure backing. And everybody says, well, it's what's on the pitch that matters. Well, what's on the pitch is a direct result of what you can put there. And if you can't put the best players there, if you haven't got the best people in the boardroom. And there's too many clubs dying a death because of mismanagement. And a lot of fans are suffering because of it. And a lot of fans used to be arrogant about it, and that is suffering, and they want to blame everybody else. Derby. But do we need...
They're good Derby today, aren't they?
They're always shit in my mind because they're just so arrogant.
If you do get relegated, don't watch that week's episode.
I would bring party poppers a lot.
Not in here, you're not.
But no, I think there needs to be more done to look at who's running these clubs.
Definitely, yeah, I agree with that.
There needs to be a better process when there's a club buyout. I mean, Derby's getting took over at the minute. They've had a bid accepted, and they're all over the moon. What's guaranteed that this bloke's gonna be a good owner?
So, yeah,
we don't know because there's no checks.
No, they're in, and it's just a new beginning for them, isn't it? And they're just having high hopes, expectations, and think they'll move on from there. But
the good owners won't go into clubs.
You need a football fan to.
It's not just that, but good owners won't go into clubs anymore because it's not about your balance sheet, how well you run a business, how good you are as a person, what you know about football, your experience. It's about how many palms you can grease at the EFL and about how many people, you don't want to vote, oh, they have this money. So all the good owners who won't pay a bribe or won't grease palms won't get through. And all the corrupt bastards who'll waste money and fail FFP, they're the ones who get in control because they're the ones willing to grease palms.
Speaking of grease palm, moving on to the Premier League, but how have they managed to get 5 subs next season asking the same question 5 or 6 times? The same vote 5 or 6 times?
Don't get me started.
They'll get what they want when they want.
Manchester City, Liverpool. So you've got Victim FC and the Oil Club. Do you get what you want? Keep mithering.
Exactly.
Keep mithering. Can you imagine if, I don't know, let's pick a team. Can you imagine if in the Championship, let's say, Preston wanted 6 subs next season? They get told to piss off, and rightly so.
Oh, because the big European leagues have done the same. I was like,
fuck them. And this is why I keep saying, if Sheffield United get promoted in the playoffs,
stay in Championship.
Can we just let the team that we beat go up? We'll have his day out at Wembley. We've won. Just start the next season with 3 points.
We've just made
have an extra 3 points.
We've just made a little bit of a chance into the Premier League, and you just cut it by half by getting them to bring down extra players that are far better than ours anyway.
Yeah. It's just shocking, and it shows that going on to the owners, going on to everything else, it just shows the corruption. And reverting that back to Birmingham City, even if they get a new owner in, I'm not going to say I like Birmingham, but I don't hate them like I do other clubs. I do want them to get it sorted. I do want them to get a decent owner in place, because I know this sounds big club bias and all that, but they're a team that you'll enjoy playing. It's always a feisty affair.
Yep.
It's always a decent atmosphere, especially when we went there and won this season. They came to our place and won, brought a decent amount of fans, good atmosphere in the ground. And that's what you want. You want less plasticky clubs. So, I mean, do you remember when Milton Keynes were in frigging Championship?
Milton Keynes.
Do you want more clubs like Milton Keynes or do you want more Birminghams? And we risk losing clubs like Birmingham. That's the problem.
I know I'd rather play.
Not Milton fucking Keynes. It is time for Johnny versus
Jonno.
This week we're going to look at modern football stadiums. Jonno, you're doing this one under protest, aren't you?
Yeah, because I just got the short straw now to come up with reasons why the new grounds are better than the old ones.
Yeah, I don't envy you on this one, mate.
Cheers.
It was a. I'm not even going to say we drew straws. I just told him he had to pick for a good reason.
If you thought my last one was a petty.
Well, I can't wait to hear how you've justified modern stadiums. They'll look the fucking same. And that brings me to first point of 3. They all look the fucking same. All of them. All of these modern stadiums look the same. We played at Borough this season and we played at the Derby Dickhead ground. I couldn't tell which ground they were at because they're both the same. They're plugged in exactly the same spot, it's exactly the same view. There's no difference between the two stadiums. Almost identical. There's no soul to that.
But they look nice.
Do they fuck? Go on, go to your point.
That is it, they look nice.
In what world do they look nice?
I'm not on about that Derby County ground, Spurs ground. Lovely, lovely stadium. Best stadium I've ever been to.
I weren't that much of a fan.
What?
I weren't that much of a fan.
Oh, immense.
There were 2 things that had going for it. One, they actually kept a sort of a cop because the other 2 or 3, whatever it is, tiered bits stopped and it kept a single stand. I'm all for that. All for that. But then you look at the rest of the ground, it's identical to every other fucking ground you've seen.
Tottenham's not. No chance.
It is.
No chance.
The safe standing bit was nice, that we were in when we were away fans. Well, it like half safe standing,
It
weren't
still
it?
has a seat, isn't it?
It's not a seat, but you had the rails where you could stand up, and you didn't feel like you were going to fall over and die.
Like at Man City's ground.
Like at Man City's ground. Another modern stadium. What? You tell me where the soul is.
Don't argue the point to me. I'm agreeing with you under protest. I can't.
They're all the same. They're all laid out the same. I mean, tell me, apart from the cop, name me a differentiating feature between Tottenham's and the rest. Because you said they look nice. Apart from that one cop stand, name me one differentiating feature.
That little bird at top. Looks lovely. And
So you're telling me...
No,
wait, before we move on, you're telling me the biggest reason why you love Tottenham's ground is because it's got a giant cock on the ceiling.
No. When you go to bar, your pint fills up from the bottom.
This is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Go on, what's your second point?
They can be used for different types of a venue. So like Tottenham Stadium, going back to that one, use it as a Super Bowl, or you can have it for a boxing match, because it's easily transformed into something like that.
Great.
Go on then, what's yours?
No, but we're going to talk about this one. We're going to talk about each point. It's a football ground.
It can be transformed into something else.
So it's not a football ground?
It's not football every month.
It's a venue.
Yes, it's a sporting venue.
But that's not a good thing.
Why is it not? It brings revenue into your club, especially when seasons are.
We had boxing at Bramall Lane.
Exactly. Turned out well.
Yeah, it did.
Kel.
Cheers, Kel. But it can be done at a proper football ground. It doesn't need to be a lifeless bowl to do that.
It just looks better.
Looks more American.
Possibly, yeah. But it's bringing revenue into your club. It's on a worldwide stage. Anthony Joshua fights at Tottenham's ground. He ain't going to fight at Bramall Lane, is he?
Yeah, that's true.
So it just brings that bit more publicity to your club.
Following on from my last point, soulless.
Soulless. I can't disagree.
Soulless.
I went to Arsenal.
Oh, don't. It's disgusting.
West Ham. I went to West Ham.
The only 2 grounds that really had any kind of soul that were being built recently, I think, is Sunderland, because they've made a point. The outside looks the same as every other stadium that's been built in that era. The outside does. Inside, they've tried their best to give it a bit of personality.
I think he's got it. I do like Sunderland's. It's
Stadium of Light. I mean, you need an oxygen mask by the time you get to your seat climbing up them frigging stairs, like. But 98% of other stadiums, even like, I know it's not a bowl, like traditional bowl, but Scunthorpe's ground's new. Where it's sold in that place, it looks like a retail park.
I've not seen any. I usually like their old ground as well.
Scunthorpe's? No, I'm talking about that one.
All right.
But that's a fairly newish ground. That was built after 1995.
Would it?
Yeah, I'm sure it were.
Did you forget to build after it?
Exactly. But there's no soul to it. There's no soul to any of these grounds because they've not put the effort in. They've got plans that are just like every other ground around that town. They've gone, right, that'll do. Olympic Stadium. Oh my Christ. Where's the soul in that place? We were singing You're Not West Ham anymore because it's not a West Ham stadium.
No.
It's a London franchise.
It's a racing track.
Yeah. Anyway, my point 3, and we're going to go on to atmospheres. The only 2 that had any kind of atmosphere that are modern. No, in fact, I'll give it 3 because I've mentioned one already. Sunderland.
Yep.
Man City because it's steep. Tottenham does because you've got the away fans in a good position.
That's similar to Man City, isn't it? You've got them on either side, so you generate an atmosphere on both sides.
Look at Borough and Derby. They stick you in that same position in both grounds. At side of the net, behind one net, so you can see one net, but if you're kicking it the other way, you can't see fuck all. They've got about 80,000 rows between you and next set of fans. Half at ground's empty anyway.
Yeah.
There's no atmosphere. A lot of the modern ball stadiums, there's just no atmosphere because they're not laid out for atmosphere. They're laid out.
Sometimes they're too big for the size at club as well.
Yeah, they're laid out to look Milton Keynes.
It's a lovely stadium, that as well.
It is, but it's lifeless. It's soulless.
Comfy seats.
The only reason that ever has an atmosphere is because we always seem to go towards end of season when we're chasing someone. We take about 9,000 fans. The rest of the time, it's empty.
Exactly.
There's just nothing nice about new stadiums at all, and a lot of them have got a fucking drum. Derby, bastards. Middlesbrough. Swansea. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this?
And we all know what he thinks about
drums. Soulless. No atmosphere. They all look the same. And drums. Fuck off. No, I'm not having it. There's nothing good about new stadiums unless you can convince me with your final point.
Maybe not new stadiums, but
no.
They do need to be updated. Otherwise, you're going to get a tin pot shed like Hillsborough.
Yeah, I'm for that though. That's not a case for new stadiums.
No, but it does need to, like Fulham's new stand.
A new stand isn't a bad idea. It's these new stadiums. I can get behind that every now and again. New lick of paint, new stand, regeneration, revamp. Let us know down below. Are you for or against modern football grounds? Even if you have to force a yes, like Jonno, lad, let us know down below. Moving back into the football side of things, talked about them earlier. Reading, are they safe?
Yes.
You think that's it now? They're done.
Yeah.
Reading are safe.
Well, I said that they were doomed a few weeks ago, so everything I say, look at opposite.
I can just see them crumbling a little bit. They were singing "We Are Staying Up," and if they are, fair play to you. You've played decent enough football to fight at the end, and when you're in a relegation battle, that's when you need to fight. We're going to head over to Andy Caulton now. He's a West Brom fan from New Hampshire in the good old US of A, originally from Burton. Once marked Neil Warnock. It's a story for another day.
Whoa.
Oh. But he's going to give us a lowdown on West Brom's season so far.
Hi everybody, Andy Caulton, lifelong Baggie fan, happens to be teaching in lovely old New Hampshire, so I get back to watch a couple of games every season and follow the team religiously on various media forms. So you don't miss any games living in America, so I'm able to get a good perspective on how the season's going so far. So essentially we started really well, under Valérien Ismaël, using this high press that he had going with Barnsley last year. First 5 games, we got 13 points. First 10 games, 23 points. We're flying. But then the wheels come off the wagon. I'm not sure we have the players, at least physically, who could carry off this Ismaël press. Not only that, teams worked us out. They worked out Barnsley by the end. West Brom in the same situation. The tactics never changed. The substitutions were very formulaic. Players lost confidence, and it just got a mess. And unfortunately, it was a 4-year contract he was on. and it's going to cost us a lot of money for him to be released. And now he's at Besiktas, chasing European football. So things have gone quite well for Val. For us, though, can the season be salvaged? Well, good win yesterday. Played well against Bournemouth. But as a writer, I do write a lot about West Brom, and one of the things I mention is mirages. The mirages aren't certain, not concrete, aren't something, the false dreams, false hopes. So we had good performances. We had a great performance against Fulham. We beat Fulham at home. Good team, best team in the Championship by far. Championship's not a great division. And so, you think you can build from there. No, we can't build from there. Bruce's first 10 games, 3 wins. Playoffs, well, again, beating Bournemouth, who are getting a really good team, would be a situation of hope. But can we carry it forward? Is the gap too big? I believe it is. I believe teams like Forest are on great momentum charges now. Teams like Luton have scrapped and scraped their way. Middlesbrough under Wilder are a totally different team. We dropped the proverbial sort of error there by not signing Wilder when he's available and paying the consequence. So whether we can actually carry that forwards, I don't know. High points would have to be the Fulham win, but again, it's a very not particularly strong high point because there's no foundation behind it. It's just a flash in the pan. Low points. I came back to England to watch the Swansea game at home. It was poor. You see so much on TV. Baggy fans are very faithful. They really stand by the team, but the fans turned at 2-0, and deservedly so. It was a poor performance, and I've watched back West Brom since the days of Regis and Cunningham, Bats and Cantella, Robson, Brown, all those great players. All teams of Baggy's size will fall. We don't all, there's teams much bigger than West Brom that have had, falls deeper than ours. But still, after like a 20-year run of being in the Premier League and in Championship playoff positions at the very least, it was still a shock to see how bad we'd fallen. So whether he gets another year or not, we're talking about it, Bruce is saying that, pre-season won't be a holiday, or he actually invited them to a holiday, but definitely in inverted commas. He'll push them. The team need pushing. There's been too much, it's too lapse. Too many players stayed there too long, so we need a fresh pair of eyes. Steve Bruce's eyes aren't that fresh, as we know, but he's a proven manager at Championship promotions. So possibly he's the man, or maybe Mowbray from Blackburn if they fail in the playoffs. We'll have to see. So that's how things are going. Enjoyable to contribute, and I apologise for my hair. I'm 60 tomorrow, and I've got a 70s party. So I went for a 70s look. The bell bottoms and the platform heels will be at the party only. Okay, glad to speak. Hopefully, my thoughts will be something you agree or disagree with, but it's certainly a pleasure to do. Okay, take care.
Just quickly talking about West Brom, is it too late for them to make a sneak?
I'm going to say it's too late. Even though Steve Bruce has got a few good results lately, it's just, I hope not, because I'm looking even more daft.
If they do make a sneak into the playoffs, is that better for the teams that are already in there, or worse? Because if they make a sneak into it, that means they're going to be carrying a lot of momentum.
So much momentum, and to me, if they get in the playoffs, they'd be favourites.
You reckon?
For me.
That is a bold shout.
I think anybody who sneaks into playoffs in the last few weeks just gives them that little bounce.
Can you imagine if Steve Bruce, after everything that's been said, snuck West Brom up by the skin of the teeth? How many kebab shops in West Brom would go out of business on the celebration? Got to think about this now, haven't we?
It's not going to happen.
West Brom fans, can you sneak it? This brings us neatly into the weekly awards. As you know by now, we take 4 subjects. We both give our individual awards. I'm going to go to you first, Jonno.
So I'll start with the result of the week.
Result of the week. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Swansea.
Ooh.
Against their rivals Cardiff, to batter them at Cardiff 4-0. What a result. Well done, Swansea.
It's a bold shout, and I can't argue with it.
I thought it wouldn't be a close match, that. And just well played, Swansea. Hammered them.
I say I can't argue with it. I'm going to. Reading 2, Stoke 1. when you've got fans singing "We are staying up," it shows what a big result it were.
It was, yeah, brilliant result for them.
Special shout to
see why you're going for them.
Special shout to the Wales derby. That is an amazing result. If I could give a joint award, I would. But for me, just for the impact on the division, the impact in Wales would be brilliant for Swansea. They'll be bagging for a long time. But just for the whole division as a whole. Yeah, Reading 2, Stoke 1, my result of the week.
Shocker of the week. I think we're going to probably do the same on this one. It's against your team, Luton, and against Peterborough.
My team, Luton. I've got a soft spot for Luton, yeah. Peterborough fighting out of nowhere, and to grab we know it's not a win, but to grab a draw when nobody expected it with Luton.
We're on fire at the moment. It's a right result for Peterborough. Too little, too late for him, but still, it's a shock of the week for me.
Yeah, I'm going to start off this time with star of the week, and I'm going for Steve Cooper. Maybe he gets a lot of love from the Forest fans. Maybe don't get enough love from the rest of the division. Maybe he gets overlooked a little bit. You've got to remember what setups he's been involved in. A lot of managers respect him, and he is proving, as you've pointed out, that if anybody is going to catch Bournemouth, it's going to be Forest. And Steve Cooper keeps leading them to win after win after win.
Can't stop him, can you? So yeah, it's a fair one for the star. I've gone for Reading.
What, as a team?
As a team, and the way that they fought. 4 points in the last 2 games this week. A great win and a draw against their relegation rivals in Barnsley. I thought well done to them. They've had a really good week.
Div of the week. Always exciting to get to Div of the week, isn't it? It's always exciting. It's a drum! No, I'm kidding. It's Scott Parker.
Every week.
It's Scott Parker. How'd you fuck this up? And he's starting to. Parker ball is failing.
Ha! I turn to laugh at a team.
Yeah, you've got a love affair with Bournemouth, haven't you, after they fucked up your predictions?
Can't stand them.
But now it's to have so many games in hand, then to play West Brom and have 0 shots on target. I think it was 0 shots on target. If I am wrong, please correct me. I know you all will. But I just think that he's losing the plot a little bit. He's a nearly manager. He's a nice guy. He can work well with a decent enough team.
Do you think they're going to get caught?
I do, I don't think it'll be by Forest, but I think they're going to get caught.
Well,
I think they're going to lose a lot of the last few games. They'll beat us. Not fucking sure that they're going to beat us. But now, my div of the week, Scott Parker. I just think that he's let himself down, he's let Bournemouth down, he's let the fans down with that result.
My div of the week is Jonno, for trying to make me come up with 3 reasons why I prefer the new grounds over the old ones.
So yeah, I'm Jonno's div of the week.
Congratulations.
I feel privileged. Oh God. Standout fixtures coming up this weekend's action. Jonno.
Some more tasty ones.
There is, and it starts with our team, Sheffield United versus
Bournemouth at Bramall Lane.
At the Lane, and you know what? I can see Bournemouth getting a win in this one. As much as I've slagged Scott Parker off, we've got nothing left, have we, to give?
Yeah, I can only see a Bournemouth win, unfortunately. Live on Sky for you and all.
Yeah, early kick-off. Have they done that to Bournemouth fans?
Sod, and they bring about 12 anyway.
Forest v Brum. That's a big game, innit? We've been talking about Brum and how they want to maybe build a platform for next season. Forest will be looking to get as many goals as they can out of this game. Birmingham will be looking to play for pride.
Fancy winning this all day long.
They'll want to go for a big win and all, I think. But Brum will be playing for pride. And
that's the only thing they can play for,
yeah,
really, isn't it?
Exactly. Borough v Hull. Borough need to get a win here.
Come on, Hull.
Reading v Blackburn is a stumbling block for Reading.
Where they're playing at the moment and the confidence they've gained, I can see them making another win out of that one.
2 teams that, if Forest don't catch Bournemouth, will fancy their chances of catching Bournemouth or playing against each other. Huddersfield Town versus Luton Town on Monday.
That's not a bad match, that is. I mean, Huddersfield, I don't think we've even mentioned them, and they're in 3rd position.
Yeah. Every time you write them off, they come back.
Yeah. I mean, all right, they've not got games in hand, or played the same amount of games with them, but they're still picking up wins, and they are underlooked at the moment. You never know. Carry on winning, and if Bournemouth keep stumbling,
who knows?
Who knows what'll happen?
Who knows? Monday Night Football, that is. Before we leave you, we've been asked to have a go on 4Play, the wonderful game that is on the Pitch Football app. Let's give our predictions. We know it's not Championship games, it's Premier League games, it's a Championship show, but...
And we both did very well in our predictions last week, if you don't mind.
We've been playing it, we might as well push it. It's free to play. Get yourselves on the leaderboards. If you get all 4 right, you can push yourself right up that leaderboard and win a weekly prize. Let's have a look at the first game, Everton v Man U. Who are you gone for, Jonno?
I've gone for Man United. Everton just in dire straits at the moment. Frank Lampard's Everton are shit.
I'm thinking it's going to be a 1-0 win for Everton.
Speechless.
If they're going to get a point, it's going to be against Man U.
Man U are crap,
Yeah, it's going to happen, isn't it? It's going to be one of them where Roy Keane turns red and spends 20 minutes slagging Maguire off. You know, he does to Maguire what Souness does to Pogba, doesn't he?
I love Roy Keane.
I do, but I think what he's saying about Maguire, Maguire's bollocks, though.
I think sometimes he probably does say it just to get a bit of publicity for himself, but I like listening to him. And it's about time somebody plays off in the eye of the public.
It is. Only thing is, I can see Everton picking up a 1-0 win here. Shit game. Man U batter him. 1-0 sneak win. Arsenal versus Brighton. Who are you gone for?
Arsenal. I've got to be last man standing. Don't let me down.
I can say it's been a draw, you know. Brighton's no mugs. Played decent football.
They've not won in a long time, have
they? They haven't, but I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm saying they're going to sneak a draw.
No.
Southampton versus Chelsea.
I've gone for Southampton.
Bold shout.
I just think at the moment Chelsea is just, I don't know.
It's not a good time to be a Chelsea fan.
No, it's not. And it's showing at the moment. And Southampton, decent at home. I can see them nicking a win.
I'm with Chelsea. I do agree with you. It's not a good time to be a Chelsea fan. There's a lot of turmoil behind the scenes. One of these games, I can just see Chelsea having a bit too much for Southampton. Watford versus Dirty Leeds.
I've gone for a draw.
A draw?
A draw.
Leeds fighting for their life. They don't want to get dragged back into it, do they?
Nope. They've had a couple of good results to drag them away. I think even a draw will do well for them.
Watford, big win. Yeah.
That would be a huge win.
It would. I can see Watford just edging it. I don't mean big win as in like a big scoreline. I mean big win as in seismic for the bottom of the table. I just got a funny feeling. Not just because I'm a Sheffield lad and I'm not a big Leeds fan. It's just I've got this funny feeling that's going to be the game of the weekend, Premier League wise. That comes to the end of foreplay. Everybody loves a bit of foreplay.
Everybody does.
Our predictions will be on social media. Get on the app. Leave your predictions. Get yourselves on the leaderboards. Free to play. Why not? This has been Championship Chatter. Thank you for watching. Please download the Pitch Football app. I've been Johnny.
I've been Jonno.
Good luck at the weekend.